Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.P.K is hosting the Lord's 55th annual Passover with an all-access pass to the lamb slaughter, all-black party, scripture breakdown class, kids party, the Lord's 55th annual Passover, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com, starting with April 17th events with the lamb slaughter at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in North Carolina. Make sure that you get involved. Make sure that you're in the house at 1921 Strickland Road, Clayton, North Carolina. Followed up on April 18th, Thursday, the all-black party. I.S.U.P.K concert series in Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Armory. Last year we tore it down, and this year it's gonna be a whole movie. Then Friday, we have the kids party with a petting zoo. On top of that, it's going to be held at the Sky Zone Trampoline Park with virtual reality included. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com. April 19th in the evening, General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class. You already know we got the heavy hitter in the building, and it's going to be at the South Square Event Center. Make sure that you're in the house starting at 7 p.m. in Durham, North Carolina. Then April 20th, the moment you've been waiting for, the Lord's 55th annual Passover. Make sure that everybody's in the house, and it's being held at the last Black National Fairgrounds in Pittsboro, North Carolina, starting at 6 p.m. Also housing an actual slave quarters, which you will be able to go and take pictures and video footage in front of it. That's 191 Fairgrounds Road, Pittsboro, North Carolina, April 20th, starting at 6 p.m. with doors open at 4 p.m. for a brunch. Make sure you're in the house on time. Then April 21st, Sunday, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread at the Haiti Heritage Center, 804 Old Fayetteville Street, Durham, North Carolina. Make sure that you are in the house. If you have not booked your hotel room, there are still a few rooms available at the Millennium Hotel. Check the number. Make sure that you call. Rooms are only available while they last. The Lord's 55th annual Passover, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K.
I was told go and get a gun and keep one. Tribe vibes got me feeling like a wise guy with some mob ties. While you wearing purses, nails painted like some mob wives. I advise you to follow rules we abide by. You ain't got the app, get the side. It's the vibe.
You ain't got the what?
We the realest niggas at the tribe. Feel it, put your pistols in the sky. You know this the vibe. Playing like you got a lot of lives. Really, nigga, you don't wanna die. I was told go and get a gun and keep one. Tribe vibes got me feeling like a wise guy with some mob ties. While you wearing purses, nails painted like some mob wives. I advise you to follow rules we abide by. You ain't got the app, get the side. It's the vibe.
You ain't got the what?
We the realest niggas at the tribe. Feel it, put your pistols in the sky. You know this the vibe. Playing like you got a lot of lives. Really, nigga, you don't wanna die.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of Russia, today, we stand on the precipice of a monumental revelation, a moment that redefines not only our understanding of history, but also the path forward for our great nation. In an extraordinary discovery hidden beneath centuries of lore and legend, we have opened what can only be described as the oldest vault known to mankind. What we found within its ancient confines challenges the very fabric of our beliefs and heralds a new dawn for our country. Within this vault, we discovered figures of biblical proportions, characters that many have read about, debated, and revered. These figures, preserved against the sands of time, reveal a truth that is as profound as it is transformative. They are all black. This revelation, this undeniable truth, stands before us not as a contradiction to our faith, but as a testament to the diversity and unity that faith embodies. As your president, I see this moment not as a challenge to our beliefs, but as an opportunity to embrace a wider, more inclusive understanding of our history and spirituality. Russia, in its rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and peoples, is uniquely positioned to lead the world into this new era of understanding and acceptance. From this day forward, let us proclaim our nation under the guidance of Black Jesus, a figure who represents not just the cornerstone of Christian faith, but also a symbol of the universal values of love, compassion, and brotherhood. This Black Jesus, whose likeness and history have been unveiled from the oldest vault, is a message to us all that divinity knows no color, that spiritual truth transcends race, and that our common humanity binds us more tightly than our differences divide us. Let this discovery remind us that history is not just the story of those who wield power, but also of those whose contributions have been overlooked or forgotten. It challenges us to re-examine what we know, to question our assumptions, and to open our hearts to the broader possibilities of understanding and faith. As we embark on this journey of discovery and understanding, let us do so with open minds and compassionate hearts. Let us build a nation that truly reflects the teachings of Black Jesus, a nation that stands for justice, equality, and love for all, regardless of race or creed.
You're a Christian?
Yeah.
You celebrate Easter?
Sort of.
Why lying for?
Is Easter in the Bible?
No, I don't think so.
What did Christ celebrate?
I guess basically the Romans killing him.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't know.
Christ celebrated the Passover. All right.
No, man, there's this cat, Brandon Jamal, on TikTok. He's a sensation for single moms. He says, you let him hit it raw, now you're a single mom. There's another song he got that says, ain't no good niggas, but these women stay pregnant. And women are mad. But when you think about it, it shows women are either two things or three things. They're not as smart as they think, they're simple, or they can't choose. Or maybe a fourth thing, they did not let their daddy or their mama teach them how to actually pick a man, because the man can't be terrible, but you're having unprotected sex, having a baby by him, and then you turn yourself into a single mom. Like, somebody got to make that make sense. And he's getting a lot of flack. I don't know if I can knock him for that, but at the same time, with this debate I'm having, we got to give these women a solution, and Israelite School of UPK will give the
Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.P.K is hosting the Lord's 55th annual Passover with a all-access pass to the lamb slaughter, all-black party, scripture breakdown class, kids party, the Lord's 55th annual Passover, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com, starting with April 17th events with the lamb slaughter at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in North Carolina. Make sure that you get involved. Make sure that you're in the house at 1921 Strickland Road, Clayton, North Carolina. Followed up on April 18th, Thursday, the all-black party. I.S.U.P.K concert series in Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Armory. Last year we tore it down, and this year it's gonna be a whole movie. Then Friday, we have the kids party with a petting zoo. On top of that, it's going to be held at the Sky Zone Trampoline Park with virtual reality included. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com. April 19th in the evening, General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class. You already know we got the heavy hitter in the building, and it's going to be at the South Square Event Center. Make sure that you're in the house starting at 7 p.m. in Durham, North Carolina. Then April 20th, the moment you've been waiting for, the Lord's 55th annual Passover. Make sure that everybody's in the house, and it's being held at the last Black National Fairgrounds in Pittsboro, North Carolina, starting at 6 p.m. Also housing an actual slave quarters, which you will be able to go and take pictures and video footage in front of it. That's 191 Fairgrounds Road, Pittsboro, North Carolina. April 20th, starting at 6 p.m. with a doors open at 4 p.m. for a brunch. Make sure you're in the house on time. Then April 21st, Sunday, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread at the Haiti Heritage Center, 804 Old Fayetteville Street, Durham, North Carolina. Make sure that you are in the house. If you have not booked your hotel room, there are still a few rooms available at the Millennium Hotel. Check the number. Make sure that you call. Rooms are only available while they last. The Lord's 55th annual Passover, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right. I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
We're gonna get started now. Listen, P. Diddy, did he get into a white Bronco yet? Not yet. Please do not lend P. Diddy your white Bronco, because we'll be in a whole jam for a week. Clap it up for Commanding General Yahanna. Lord allow he'll be here shortly, man. We'll get it on. Here we are with General Mayat. How's that yacht? Officer Mathias.
Oh yeah.
Who's the brother here? Trooper Dubai.
What's up,
brother? On here tonight, man. We're going into all the stories of today. All right, so you can finally know the truth about today's current events. We're going to talk about Puff Daddy. That's coming up. Any of your latest reports that you have about Puff Daddy, please type them in the chat room. I know it's a story that's unveiling itself right now. Currently, we'll go into it. For those of you that do not know, the Homeland Security raided Puff Daddy's 2 homes, one in New York, I believe, and one in Miami. Raided them at the exact one in Los Angeles and the other one in New York and Miami. 3 homes. They hit all 3? They did it at the same exact time. One in Miami, New York, and Los Angeles. Invaded homes that were on paper owned by Bad Boy Enterprises, but actually, of course, were owned by Puff Daddy. Homeland Security raided all 3 of them at the same time. They brought an army of agents against each home, took every video and everything he had in that house, and handcuffed his sons' house. Handcuffed Puff Daddy's sons that were in the home in Los Angeles, handcuffed them, raided all 3 of these homes. We're going to go into the allegations and the charges being brought against Puff Daddy, where they come from. We're also going to look up the definition of sex trafficking. And Officer Yediah will explain to us in detail some of the allegations being brought against Puff Diddy, all right? On top of that, we also have other stories, all of the important things happening in the sphere of Blacks and Hispanics tonight. Yediah, we're ready to rock.
Colonel Wakan, sir. Colonel Wakan. Goon squad leader and another deputy sentenced for torture of 2 black men. 4 other ex-officers still facing sentencing.
I believe this was in Memphis, Tennessee. Is that right, Yediah? Check it out. This is in Memphis. I'm sorry, somewhere in Mississippi, right? In Mississippi, it's these crew of cops that called themselves the Goon Squad. Right. Well, the police were called to a home for some usual domestic disturbance, right? No. And when they got into the home, they found out that there was a black man there who was having a relationship with a white woman. These police officers then began to sexually torture this black man, him and his friend that were there at the time. They did terrible things to them. This week, they got convicted of it. This week, of course, they were sad and miserable and felt terrible about the things that they've done. What I would like to do is talk about the things that they did. And then I would like to tell you that we are in 2024. Okay. Now, you remember that when you read this story. And you think about all of the progress that the civil rights movement has garnered to you. And all of the success of Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. And then I want to tell you that we are in 2024. Yediah, do you have the story? You got it.
Colonel Wakan. It says 2 former Mississippi law enforcement officers who were members of a self-styled goon squad were sentenced by a federal judge Tuesday to prison after admitting to torturing and abusing 2 black men last year, and 4 other white ex-officers who pleaded guilty in the abuse will be sentenced later this week.
So it was 6 of them, Maya. The brother is in there with a white woman. They're in Mississippi. They went in there and tortured this man. Yediah, can you go into some of the torture? Do you have that? Go ahead. I can give you a little bit while you're waiting, while you're looking it up. They put a gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. They did that. They did 1,000 terrible things to this brother in this house. Sexual things. Put all types of guns in his butt and between his legs and did his sexual things. Our oppressor, whenever he does anything to you, he has to work in sexuality somehow, Maya. Somehow it has to become a sexual thing.
Somebody got to be naked.
Somebody has to get naked. Yediah, I'm ready whenever you are.
They made them shower together. Like, what are they just watching them shower?
They made them shower. They made them get naked and glistening in a shower together. Yediah, do you have it? Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, sir. It says the details from the January 24th, 2023 incident in Braxton, just south side of Jackson, eventually came to light. after the victims Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker filed a federal civil rights lawsuit in June. They allege that the officers illegally entered the home of a woman whose Parker was helping to take care of, handcuffed and kicked and waterboarded, and used tasers on Jenkins and Parker, and attempted to sexually assault them for nearly over 2 hours.
2 hours out, they attempted to sexually assault these men. They had no right to come into the house in the first place. And they attempted to sexually assault the men in the house for 2 hours. Yediah.
Conor McCon, sir. Conor McCon. Before Edwards put a gun in Jenkins' mouth and shot him. Many of the claims were later born out of federal prosecutors in August as the 6 officers pleaded guilty.
Let me tell you something now. When police do things like this, right? You can, in your first mind, as you look at it, you would go, why aren't the police afraid to do these kind of things? Why aren't they nervous about getting caught? Why aren't the stories come out constantly? Why aren't police officers worried about the repercussions to doing things like this? Here's what you don't understand. These police officers do this all the time.
God.
This is the time that they got caught.
Yeah.
This is the time where someone had the courage to step up and inform the prosecutors, inform other authority figures about the situation. This becomes normal to them. Normal. Now I want to remind you that it's 2024. 2024, this happened. Well, they got arrested, they're going to jail, and that's some small bit of comfort to a community that has been living with this since the 1930s. Since the 20s, Mississippi has been dealing with this. Can you imagine how many bodies are in the swamps of Mississippi since the 1920s, Mayak?
Them 200 bodies they found just happened to be in Mississippi behind a jail, behind the police precinct.
I didn't even put that together.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was in Mississippi, Mayak. That was in Mississippi. That's how you can get so comfortable to do things like this. You get comfortable from doing this. That's how you get comfortable with it, because you do it all the time.
Yes, sir.
So now these people in this society, in that community, I'm very happy for them. They got to feel some sense of justice. That someone got some repercussions for the crime that they committed against them, and pray our Lord allow it gives them back their humanity in some small way. All right, Maya.
I think about all the guns he put in people's mouths that went off and they did not survive.
That's right.
They got to do something with the body, right? So let's go behind the jail.
200 of them behind a jail in Mississippi.
If I could, Mathanya, can you give me Ecclesiastes 7 and 13 real fast, right? Now, General, for all these people out here that vote, holler about voting, right? Didn't they vote Joe Biden in based off the fact of all the things happening to black people by cops that we want to put him and not keep Trump in office?
That's right.
And see these things still happening? You have to understand, like how the generals are bringing out, this is who they are. You know what I mean? You're not going to stop it. Like, we got some sort of small modicum of justice, right? But it don't take away the fact that it happened. And they were not afraid to do it and been doing this here. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make, I'm gonna read the scripture for y'all so you can hear what the Lord says about who we dealing with. You got it for me, brother?
Come on, Khan.
Tell them where you had to read for him, warrior.
Come on, Khan. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. Consider the work of God.
Consider the work of the Lord. Go ahead.
For who can make that straight, which he hath made crooked?
The Lord made our person crooked, man. He the one who's not going to have compassion on you, who's making laws to oppress you, to do all kind of evil things to you. And the ones who have the badge, they have the power, they take an oath to protect the public, and then now abuse us unjustly because it's who they are. You understand? You can't make them straight. So you voting for one particular person because he says he's going to change these things. That's not going to fix it and change it. It ain't going to change things for us as the people. It's not. What would change us and stop this stuff going on as the people is, one, learning who you are. Get up in the I.S.U.P.K classes, learn that you're an Israelite, learn how to start changing life when you hear the knowledge drop to you. You go to class, you're in Monday class with General Hyman, you hear what he say, apply it to your life. Right. We all did the same thing. What he telling you is what he did, what he told us to do, we doing it. What Commander GENYAHANNA told him, the heads told him the whole nine. Now, That's how you get the Lord on your side. Because you are now doing the things the Most High say do. And the Lord said this in the book of Exodus, that when you doing what the Lord say do, your enemies are his enemies. You understand that? That's a very powerful, powerful thing, man. That when we're doing right by the Most High, our enemies are now the Lord's enemies. And the Lord will deal with them. These things will stop happening. We'll come together. We'll stop doing things wrong and doing things right. And now they can't deal with us and touch us. That's just a slide.
Give him a hand. Also, if anybody wants to, if anybody has any questions or comments from the chat room, just let us know, all right? Y'all brothers, check out the chat room. We're going to go into Puff Diddy in 1 second. We'll give Commanding General Yohanna a little time. Commanding General Yohanna a little time, and then we'll go into the Puff Daddy story. It's unfolding as we speak, Maya.
Okay, number one.
All right? Go ahead, Yedai. Next story.
Come.
Give me that Cassidy story. Is that her name? Is that her name, the girl he was with? Cassidy? Say what? That's part of it. Yeah, just get that with it. Yeah, bring out the Cole Cassidy thing and explain that to everybody so I could understand it, all right? Go ahead.
Khan. Migrants overpower Texas National Guard, tear down border fence. New videos on Thursday show a riot of illegal migrants attempting to enter the United States from Mexico at the El Paso border in Texas. As a reporter said the Texas National Guard was overrun by migrants.
Can we play the video? If we can, just tell me.
Come.
We have video of this. I believe it's a group of migrants. They're trying to get over the border in Texas. Texas went and put up all types of obstacles and barbed wire and everything. The migrants stormed the damn thing, knocked down everything in their path to get into the country. Come on. The migrants knocked down everything in front of them to get into the country. If we have the video, play it. If not, I'm going to move on with this, all right? Maya?
Test 1, 2. Just test 1, 2. Can everybody hear us good? 1 W if you hear us good. 1 W. They don't know the migrants is Israelites. Come on, man. They gonna figure it out. I saw them getting cardboard, putting it under the barbed wire and sliding under that barbed wire. I said, that is, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think? We have the video right here. Officer Yedai is going to play it for you, man. Let's check it out, all right? That's for sure. Let me tell you, if this shocks any of you, right, then you don't believe that Hispanics love their children the way you love yours.
Right.
Like, this should shock no one at all. Here's the shocking part. Hispanics, Guatemalans, Haitians, Venezuelans love their children with the same zeal as everyone else. That's why they're breaking down that fence. That's why they're charging that fence. What would you do if this meant the life of your child? What would you do if your child could get health care and they can't get health care and there's a fence that's separating your child from having an asthma attack and dying or getting treated for asthma? This is the big shock about Hispanics that they have always had. They had the same shock about Negroes, black people in America. We are willing to risk our lives for our children, just like you. Just like you. And our oppressor has never understood that out. In their mind, you know how you look at animals, Mayak, and you go to a chicken and you go and grab the egg from the chicken, or you go to a cow and you just take the calf, right? No one ever considers, the chicken doesn't care about the egg. The cow doesn't care about the calf because the cow is an animal. The chicken is an animal. For some reason, because of chattel slavery and because of the oppression that we've been through, they think that we don't love our children the way a chicken doesn't care if you grab its eggs.
Right.
We are willing to break down a fence if that fence is stopping our child from getting cancer treatment.
Right.
If that fence is stopping our child from getting the cure for diseases that they don't have and the vaccines for diseases that they don't have in their country, and this fence is stopping me from getting my child that vaccine. Brother, we're not animals. We love our children.
That's right.
And we are going to do what we have to do to save the lives of our children. Now, the minute that you realize that we're not animals, then maybe you could treat us like human beings.
Right.
Then maybe we can learn to share this planet the way that God intended it. There's enough land and water and resources here for everyone. There's no reason for anyone to be hungry on this planet. There is no reason. I'm glad I brought that up, Mayok. Let me tell you about something I'm going to be cataloging, I think, in 2 weeks. You know, I hate all things agriculture and nature. And I hate the environment. I don't even believe in the environment, Mayok. People be talking about the environment. I don't believe in the environment. With that said, I'm going to grow potatoes. I'm determined to do it, Mayok. I've done my research. I've gotten all my tools. I got the land and the fertilizer. I am going to grow potatoes. I'm going to video catalog the whole thing, Mayok. Is it going to work? No, it is not. But I'm still going to do it. I am going to grow potatoes. I'm going to find a way to do it. Because my research says, Mayok, that if I put a potato in the ground, I can get 15 potatoes from putting one in the ground. And I'm doing this research, and I want to see if it's possible for one reason only. Of course, I can go to the store and buy all the potatoes in the world, right? But I want to see if with a limited amount of space and resources, if I can bring a 10, 20-fold increase with a potato. Because if that's true, then why are we fighting each other over land and resources and water? Why do you have that gate? What's the reason for the wall then? If I can grow potatoes, I'm going to video catalog it. I'm going to get my kids to do all the digging, Mayok, and all the dirty work. And I'm going to grow some potatoes with the Lord's blessing. Give that a hand. I'm trying. I'm waiting for the last thaw. I'll be putting it on TikTok and Instagram and all forms of social media. The point is this earth giveth in its abundance. There's land and water. And I think I could grow about 100 potatoes, Mayok, with about this much space right here on this table, about 3 feet of space. Why don't you stop being so greedy, so unkind? Do you know in America, brother Salaki, in America, in the planet Earth, 1% of the population controls 99% of the wealth. 99% of the wealth. You're not working because there's no resources or resources are scarce. You're working because that 1% will not allow you to have 2% of the wealth. 3%. They would still have 97% of the wealth. But they continuously oppress you so that their losses never happen. And if they lost anything, then they would control 96% of the wealth, 95% of the wealth. They make you work, make you slave, and oppress you so that they don't ever have to lose a penny of their greed. And that's why it's wrong. That's why the border crisis in America is a made-up, ridiculous thing. That's why the welfare crisis. My God, anyone over 40 knows about the welfare crisis. You know how bad black people felt for getting welfare? It's hard for me to make the young brothers understand this, Maya. You could not get welfare but for the shame of it. Black people were ashamed to get welfare. Ashamed. Let me tell you something else black people were ashamed of. Affirmative action. Affirmative action is gone now. There was a time that if you were a doctor or a lawyer and someone said, well, you only got that job because of affirmative action, you know, they would say, I earned this job. I didn't get this job because of affirmative action. I'm not a black doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm not a black police officer. I'm a police officer. I don't have this job because of the color of my skin. I've earned, black people hated if anyone would tell them, you receive some help because you're black. You receive some benefit for it. Black people got ashamed of that. Nabad, you know what I'm talking about? You old enough to know. Black people felt like, I ain't no welfare recipient.
It trickled down to the kids in a sense. I remember in school, you was embarrassed to get that free lunch ticket. You was you went hungry rather than let them see you with that damn ticket. You know what I mean?
That all the tribe of Judah, we understand what the Mexicans and Venezuelans are going through now. If we got any help, we were ashamed. Ashamed to get food stamps. Ashamed to be on welfare. Ashamed to say affirmative action might have helped me in my career. Ashamed of it. Didn't want to confess it. Always were quick to say, my race doesn't make up who I am. I'm not a black doctor. I'm just a doctor. You die. You had your hand up?
Comment. What you bring it out, sir, is so heavy. I immediately thought about Clarence Thomas, who got in the Supreme Court justice through affirmative action. And the first thing he did when he got in there
is got rid of affirmative action. Because Clarence, he's the perfect example of it. This cat replaced Thurgood Marshall. Now, who is Thurgood Marshall? The first black member of the Supreme Court. Why did he replace Thurgood Marshall? Because they had to find a black person to replace Thurgood Marshall. He got his job because they needed a black person to fill that seat. When he got in the position, he said, no more choosing black people because they're black. When that's how he got there. Yep. That is what we've been through as the tribe of Judah. Here in America, the chosen people of God, so-called Negroes. Now the Mexicans are going through it. The Mexicans don't want to have to say that I swam here. I climbed a gate to get over here. I came here illegally. Why? Because my daughter couldn't wait 5 years. She needed the cancer treatment today. She needed the asthma treatment today. She needed the vaccine for smallpox today. So yeah, I didn't get in line for 5 years. I didn't do it. I climbed over a goddamn fence. Don't be ashamed. America should change the laws to allow for people who love their children, to allow for people who are zealous about saving the lives of their kids. They should allow for that. And if they don't, then what human could blame you? What human could blame you for doing what you have to do? Anything else? Next.
Khan. Love and Hip Hop star Chaotic discusses dating Sukihana and Erica Banks, who is up for a poly lifestyle.
Now, I don't know who any of these people are, except for Sukihana. I know who she is. Officer Yediah, Mathumya, you want to break it down? Either one is fine. Go ahead, or both of you.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, Sukihana, you know what I mean, is a rapper, and she's on Love and Hip Hop, and she trends every week. Like everything Sukihana do, sir, you know what I mean, is newsworthy. You know what I mean? So this brother Chaotic is, you know what I mean, is up for.
Chaotic is a man. He's a rapper.
Khan, you know, a brother on the show and everything.
All right.
And, you know, and it's funny because it goes. I was just talking with Officer in the car about this. Is that, you know, it's been an upsurge, you know what I mean, of brothers and sisters in the world using our lingo and our slang.
Is that right?
I mean, I've seen brothers say, yeah, this is my Eve, this is my rib. You know what I mean, talking about multiple wives openly. And I'm just like, y'all watch the UPK, but y'all afraid to, you know what I mean, speak on it. So this brother was speaking about, you know what I mean, poly, having more than one wife. And his, you know what I mean, his reasoning was telling sisters, you don't know, but you just share your man anyway, without even knowing.
That's what the Chaotic said.
Come.
Okay, go ahead.
That was the gist of that.
So, I mean, the story is because, okay, bring it out again. The story is what? That the brother said he told Sukihana something that she shares a man. Who understands? Go ahead.
Yeah, Khan, sir. He's basically he was telling, you know what I mean, both of them that, you know, that most women don't even realize that you unknowingly share your man anyway.
I got you. Well, let me that's good. Well, once again, Yediah, just like I was bringing out about welfare, about affirmative action, about being willing to break the immigration laws to save your kids. Black people are ashamed especially black women, are ashamed that they share their husband. They're ashamed of it. They should not be ashamed of it. They should be proud. Let me hip you to something. Monogamy is a sin.
Right.
It's a sin to be monogamous. If you are fighting to uphold a monogamous lifestyle, you are a sinner. You're an adulterer. Only adulterers uphold a monogamous lifestyle.
Right.
That's it. There is no other way to be a monogamous person without being a sinner, because they blame this brother or they blame sisters for having a man who shares, who has another woman. But what would that woman have to do if she doesn't believe in having more her husband being polygamous? She'd have to leave her husband, wouldn't she? Right. If she's monogamous, if she says my husband can only have one woman, then she would have to leave him, which would make her an adulteress. Do you understand? If you're a woman out there whose husband went out and got another woman, you better be celebrating it publicly, man. That's the goddamn problem. Yep. You women in the UPK, I want you to tell your mother that your man has another woman. You tell your mother, tell your aunts, tell everyone. Don't be ashamed of it. The shame is what the problem. Yep. Don't you see? What did the LGBT community do, Mayak? They came out the closet.
Right.
The LGBT community lived in the closet. They were ashamed. Then they just said, listen, man, we out here with the rainbow. We naked in the street. We LGBT. What happened? Everybody had to respect it. If you are a woman and your man has another woman, tell everybody. Right. Celebrate it. Right. Tell that mother. Tell your aunts. Tell your friends. Tell all of them. Tell the people on your job.
That's right.
What are they going to do?
That's right.
Well, hold on. What's your supervisor going to do? Fire you over your religious beliefs?
Ain't that something?
I don't think they can, Haas. I think you'll sue them and have the entire company. I think the person who wears a wig to work and lipstick and heels, they can't do anything about him. Yep. Nothing. They have to accept him. Are you telling me that you women can say, I just found out, let me give you the post that I want to see. I just found out last week that my husband has another woman. I am not leaving him because I am not an adulteress, and I support my husband, and I'm sure that he made the wise and right decision in choosing her. I celebrate the fact that a man can have another woman. I am not an adulteress. I am not leaving him. Or my man has another woman. I am not leaving him. Put that up on the screen. Somebody type that up. My man has another woman. I am not leaving him. Right. I am not leaving him. You better come out the closet.
That's right.
You better tell everybody that your man is having sex with somebody else and you are not leaving him. Or else you're celebrating the fact that you are a sinner and you're going to leave him. And then for the rest of your life, you're going to be leaving men who get other women.
Yep.
That's going to happen to you forever, over and over again, like Groundhog Day. A lot of you dumb bitches are in Groundhog Day. You leave a man because he cheated on you. Then you get a new man and you leave him because he cheated on you. Then you leave him. You're in Groundhog Day, bitch. Forever, this constant circle. Maya, I just reminded myself of something else that I wanted to ask in here, Haas. You want to say something, Haas?
No, one sister typed it in there. Kamaz, Bob.
Go ahead. Put it up on the screen.
Put a comment on the screen, y'all.
Let me. What does it say?
Shout out to her.
Give her a hand. I can't even see it. What does it say, Maya?
My man has another woman, and I am not leaving him.
Give her a goddamn hand.
Kawamaz Bob.
Give her a hand.
That's the Wagga bar out there in California.
Go ahead. He must be a hell of a man.
Yes, he is.
What's his name again?
The Wagga
bar. That sounds right.
Yeah, the brother out of California.
Listen, the Wagga bar. Listen, he shall be praised in the gates.
Damn
the
right.
Bible says that. The Bible says that a virtuous woman, her husband shall be praised in the gates. The Wagga bar. You must be an excellent man to have a woman like Kawamaz.
Damn right.
Go ahead,
you must be an excellent man.
Go ahead,
listen, these sisters in the UPK, you are so much better than them tramps you rolling with in the world or you see in the world and your family members. You better than them. And guess what? You know you better than them. And I don't understand for the life of me because I've seen it, General, where sister be better than and know she better than these women that are around her, but still scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To show them who we are.
It's fear, Maya. It's old high school peer pressure. Yep. The problem is you're 40 and you're still suffering through high school peer pressure. Well,
amen.
In the UPK, we know how to put some pressure on our peers.
Damn right.
You understand? We go in, I pray you understand that.
Damn right.
Well, I'm telling you how you do it. You've got to come out the closet and you've got to be so bold that it makes your peers ashamed.
That's right.
Be bold about it, Doc. Do it. And this problem will solve itself because of your courage.
That's right, sir.
You die.
If I may, sir, what you bringing out is just so heavy. And if I may, sir, this is the alternative to that. You know what I mean? And why the UPK is such a righteous place. Because I saw this earlier, sir, and it disgusted me to my soul. It reminded me when you said, come out the closet. This is what your bishop is doing.
Oh, Lord.
It's a lot.
Man, that looks bad already.
That's a lot.
I don't know what it even is. Already is bad. What is it? What's happening here?
Ain't that Mr. Swallow?
Kind of sir.
What is going on here?
He praying, sir.
Rest upon these your servants, as you have sent them out into the vineyard to work in the heat of the days. I pray, God, that you will cover them and protect them and guide them and keep them in the name of Jesus.
It is something nasty going on in that church. I don't understand you. I try. I would like to understand you. It's my business to really understand Christians, but I've never understood them. I don't get it, but I'm still trying. Okay, to understand why some man would get on his knees like that and be penis level with another man like that, with him and his wife. I assume it's because of TV and you think this is, religious, this is spiritual in some way. Somehow it's Catholic and, it's society that makes you think this is how. And what's going on with the man? What has he got on? And what's up with that hair of his there? What am I seeing here?
Salagi, you seeing TD Jakes live out his fantasy. If I may.
And then his tone is
Wait, hold on. What am I saying? What's this here?
Him live out his fantasy.
Well, this is a man and a woman, right?
Oh, this is TD Jakes. Salagi. This is TD Jakes with two men.
This is two men?
Con, two men.
Are you joking? Y'all knew that this whole time?
I figured it. I know they wear their hair like that.
I wasn't sure about the one in the white because I know a lot of body.
This is two men?
I just assumed it was a man.
And if you look at his body language, sir, and his face, he started making faces. I was like, oh.
Wait, this is two men?
These your servants, as you have sent them out into the vineyard to work in the heat of the days. I pray, God, that you will cover them and protect them and guide them and keep them. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. God bless. Thank you, my bishop. Okay, Christians, you got to be out there watching. Come on, Christians, talk to me. Why don't you ever want to talk to me? Okay, tell me what is this like what God wants? Is this like of Jesus and God and all of that? Christians, please tell me, explain this to me.
Oh, go back. Are they holding hands?
Well, how's? I mean, damn, they on their knees. They holding
hands?
Wait, are they a married couple? Is this a married couple? They are holding hands.
Damn. He blessing the union.
Hold up. What is that? Okay. Well, he said they in the work. They about to become deacons or something? Christians, why won't you ever tell me what is happening in this church? Okay, if these two men can do that, are you telling me your wife has to be ashamed that she will not leave her man? I think your wife just needs courage, y'all. I think our sisters just need some courage.
Then they better have some mess with me. The goddamn, I ain't hot the motherfucking thing. You better have that shit.
All right,
I ain't hot the motherfucking thing.
You heard that.
I went here nothing from nobody. You know what I mean?
You better. I hope you heard her pray. I pray. All right,
I'm trying to tell you, I ain't hot the motherfucking thing. Goddamn it. You understand?
See, they gonna be happy on Saturday.
I'm trying to tell you, they got the right one. They can't cross my path with that shit. I ain't right here nothing. You know what I mean?
Right, what General Haas is saying is so true. And in that way, the Israelite School of UPK, we are so much more progressive than the Christian church. because we believe that a woman's emotions are in her own power. So if you want to be sad, you're choosing that.
Yeah.
If you want to be happy,
Yeah.
you choose that.
That's right.
And that way, aren't we empowering women, Maya? That sounds like we're empowering women. As opposed to thinking, she can't help to be sad. Her husband has another woman. She just has to cut herself. She has to cut her arms. She has to go into a depression. She has to commit suicide. She can't help it. She has to cry all day. They are not empowering women. In the Israelite school of UPK, we empower women.
That's right.
Your emotions are in your control. You decide. Do you want to be miserable?
Right.
Then you chosen misery.
Yep.
Do you want to be happy? Do you want to celebrate the good things that just came into your life? It's in your power to do so. And we're going to empower you because we believe in empowering women in the Israelite school of UPK.
Damn right, sir.
Next, Yediah.
Damn right.
Diddy, what time is it? How about Commander GEN.YAHANNA? Any word? What time is it?
9:49, sir.
Let's give him 10 more minutes, all right? 10 more minutes for P. Diddy and all that he is doing. There's some terrible things, Mayak. There's some horrible, terrible things. I hear allegations, but they're all over the place. We'll go into it today, and sex trafficking. And what's more profitable to you is how can you avoid making the same mistakes that Puff Daddy has made? How can you avoid making these mistakes? And these fake Israelite groups, namely the IUIC, the Purple Pigs. The Purple is another good purple name I thought of last week. It's not pigs, it's purple something else. I forget what it is. Purple Lads is another good one. Come on. Purple Lads is another good one, but there's another one that has to do with something else nasty that they did. Purple, not pig. What did the nasty cat do that was an IUIC? First of all, Officer Yediah sent me videos proving that the IUIC got their garments from a woman. A woman designed their garments just like we told you a woman did. Nate came out and said that a woman designed those LGBT garments that they have. And then he said that the reason that they all wear one color is because there's a Bible. There's a verse in the Bible where these virgins all wore the same color. The virgins did not wear the same color, but he believes that these virgins wore the same color. He combined that with the fact that police wear the same uniform. He said it. I got it here in my goddamn phone. Right here. I'm about to send it to Yediah. Officer I.S.U.P.K sent it to me an hour before class. Well, these fake Israelite groups are going to cause you to get a sex trafficking charge because of what they believe in about women, and their stance on women is nasty and beggarly. And I'll bring it out in 1 second when Commander GEN.YAHANNA gets here, all right? Yediah, what do you have next?
Khan. Video of Georgia woman encouraging 7-year-old daughter to snatch purse at restaurant sparks outrage.
Do we have video?
Khan.
Okay, tell me about the story, please.
Khan. A Georgia mother was taken into custody after officials claim she told her child to steal someone's personal belongings at a seafood restaurant earlier this month. Kenya Butler, 27 years old, was charged with theft by taking and contributing to the delinquency of a minor for the March 2nd incident.
Yeah, that's an old charge that's always been on the books of Mayat, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Delinquency is like you're making him a criminal or her a criminal. You are making this child a criminal, and this has been a crime in America for a very long time. Do we have the video? Okay, what am I looking at here? Where's the woman at?
It was this shocking video played on Fox 5 that prompted a number of people to call the Newton Police Department with the mother's name. The video shows a little girl taking a purse from an empty booth and hiding it as she leaves the restaurant. Police say it's clear to them the mother put the child up to it.
That's a rough deal, Mayak. That is sad to say, Mayak. That's very prevalent.
Yeah.
In a lot of societies. One particular society, poor people. Now, if you were thinking black people, that's the problem. Right? I paused that for a reason. My God. If you were thinking that's prevalent among niggas, only black people act like that. This is what you're seeing. You're not seeing the depravity of being black. You're not seeing the sickness of being black. What you're seeing is poor people. Poor people begin to develop skills that they think they need that they actually don't need. These skills actually are what continue poverty. They increase poverty. Being a criminal increases poverty.
Yep.
You're here in America. In America, other people are dying to get here. You're here, and you think that crime increases your ability to feed your children. Crime decreases your ability to feed your children. Now you're in prison, and now your children are in the system. Now you cannot work. You cannot get a job because you're in jail. This society makes us think that committing crime is how we will help our family, is how we will get money. Why? Because your mother taught you to steal. Your mother taught you to commit crime. Your mother taught you to live life on your back or on your belly like a snake. And what happened? You were in foster care. You didn't grow up with your father because your father was in jail. Committing crime is what's going to stop your ability to feed your family. This poor sister doesn't know that, Maya. She thinks that committing crime is going to help her feed her family. Right. That is not true. That's not true. It's a lie. But don't ever blame this on her being black. God. No, because I think our oppressor steals countries. I think he steals the economy of different cities. Have you heard of Donald Trump, Mayak? He has two sons who are thieves. God. He has three. He has two sons and a daughter. Let me help you with something.
And they steal purses, you know.
And they steal Jesus Christ. And
bubble gum.
And bubble gum and purses. Damn it, I got cut off again. What did I say now, you die? Who even knows? I'm sure it was wrong. Access removed. You die. Go ahead. I'm gonna push appeal. Everyone, I've been trying to stay on Facebook. I'm about to go to Instagram, Maya. Because Facebook, it just don't want me to be on there. I'm trying the best I can. I'm sure.
Steals countries? Would that be a violation? That's all these.
Maybe steal. I don't know. Hateful. I don't understand. I don't get it, Maya. But listen, I'm going to conform to it. I'm going to become what TikTok wants. I'm staying on TikTok. I went out on the street and did what I had to do to stay on a street corner standing on a milk crate. That's right. I am going to do what I must do to stay on social media. And all of us will. We'll all do it. I'll fix this and get this right. Don't worry, Akim and Agwakim, all right? Yedaya is helping me with it. Kazakai Mad is helping me with it. We'll get down, all right? So now, I'll try again in 10 minutes. Dawada. Now, tell me how much money Donald Trump's sons got from Saudi Arabia. Look that up in your phones or type it in the chat room. We think that, because black people might be caught stealing or Hispanics might commit some crime because of poverty, we think that is something that comes with being black or Hispanic. It doesn't. It's human nature to commit crime because you think it'll profit your stomach or profit your life in some way. The Most High God requires Israelites to be supernatural, to be more than carnal, to be more than flesh and blood, which is why we cannot commit crime. You want to feed your children? Teaching them to steal purses will not feed your children. It will be a temporary fix that will cause a very permanent problem. Yeah. But it's not because they're black. It's because they're poor. Now, why is Donald Trump doing it? Why do his sons steal money and his daughter steals money? Do you have it yet? Go ahead. No, Jared. No, that's his name. That's his name. Jared Kushner is Donald Trump's son-in-law. And he's married to Donald Trump's daughter. I forget her name, Melania, or for some Middle East, some Eastern European name. Go ahead.
Come. This article is called "Before Giving Billions to Jared Kushner, Saudi Investment Fund had big doubts."
Go ahead.
Come. Before 6 months after leaving the White House, Jared Kushner secured $2 billion in investment.
Man, this sister stole the purse. Jared Kushner got $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. And you'll hear about what they got in a second. Go ahead.
Khan. From a fund led by Saudi Crown Prince, a close ally during the Trump administration, despite objections from the fund's advisors above the merits of the deal.
The advisors said you shouldn't do this. You should not take $2 billion from a foreign government. It's wrong. They did it anyway because they're thieves, because they steal. They steal a little more than purses, Maya. They steal $2 billion.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Khan. A panel that screens investments for the main Saudi sovereign wealth fund cited concerns about the proposal deal with Mr. Kushner's newly formed private equity firm, Affinity Partners. Previously undisclosed documents show. Those objections included the inexperience of the Affinity Fund management, the possibility that the kingdom would be responsible for the bulk of the investment and risk.
Meaning the Saudi Arabia is getting nothing. They're just giving his company $2 billion, and they're liable for it. They knew it, and they did it anyway because, of course, the Trump administration helped Saudi Arabia afterwards. Don't ever think that because you're black, you know what I mean? Because you're black, that's why you see us commit crime. You're a victim of propaganda about yourself. The crime that you see black people commit, we do it many times because we're poor. And we don't know a better way. Commanding General Yohanna is trying to teach you a better way.
That's right.
It's trying to give you a better path to walk down. But please believe me, our oppressor is stealing $2 billion from other countries. Yedaya.
I have another story, sir.
If you don't mind.
Hunter Biden faces 9 criminal charges in federal tax case.
Hunter Biden, that's the president's son right now, who was a crackhead. I'm off TikTok. I don't want to say.
Sloggy, sir. Still is.
Oh, still is, Maya. Currently a crackhead right now. Smoking crack cocaine like it's 1984. And it's heavy because he could afford that good pure cocaine, Maya. He don't have to get the cheap cocaine, but he gets the cheap cocaine and smokes it tonight. He doesn't. And he's also a criminal. And he smokes crack. And he's not black. The president is his father. And before his father was a president, he was a senator for 45 years. We think that crime comes with our skin color. You believe propaganda about yourself that other people teach you. That's not true. Maya.
God. And hell, Donald Trump is about to win the presidency with all them damn court cases. They locked him into one April 15th. You know what I'm saying? He's the biggest criminal.
Can I give you one crime he's committed? Proven? He's an adjudicated rapist, Donald Trump. He is convicted, Salakia, adjudicated, a rapist. Meaning in a civil trial, just like Puff Diddy had with Casey. Like everyone called Puff Diddy a pedophile and a sexual deviant because Casey was suing him for rape. Well, Donald Trump got sued for rape and they won. He is an adjudicated rapist right now. He's about to beat Joe Biden right now. He's going to win. Right? No one is saying he's a criminal. All he does is commit crime. He is a rapist.
Right. And they won't
say straight up and down. Adjudicated in a civil court rapist, worse than Puff Daddy, worse than him. This is what I want you to do. Stop believing what other people tell you about yourself. Don't you see the good in your people? You don't see the kindness in your people? If you don't, come look at Commanding General Yohanna.
That's right.
Come look at the I.S.U.P.K. and find some good in this people. The Bible in Isaiah says that Jesus Christ was as the flower that cometh forth out of the dry land. That he was like a flower creeping up out of the cracks of dry land. I know we're a people that you don't see any life in us. You don't see any good in blacks and Hispanics. But there is a flower that's growing out of the cracks in the dry ground.
Goddamn right.
That flower is Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is a black man. Jesus Christ is a nigger.
That's right.
Ask Russia.
That's right.
Ask Putin. Jesus Christ is a black man. You didn't believe us. You called us a hate group. You called us a cult. You say that Russia is revealing secrets, hidden secrets. Well, Jesus Christ is a flower that grows out of dry ground. There's good in your people.
That's right.
That you don't see because your oppressor doesn't want you to. You die.
And hateful. Call us a hate group because we say Jesus is black and not white. Just simply saying that is hateful. How can you speak so evil?
Well, we're hated by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Made the cover. I looked at the old cover tonight. I got the first cover with Captain Shapar's face on it. I'm pulling out all my Passover stuff, I'm going into Passover crates. To pull out everything for the Passover. I see Shapar's face on that cover that happened in 2008, 2007, something like that. They hated us for saying the exact same thing that Russia said this week. That Jesus Christ is a black man. The prophets are black. We got called a hate group for saying what Russia said today. We got called a hate group for showing the pictures that Russia showed this week. Those exact same pictures. We got called a hate group for it. Russia is revealing the hidden secrets. You see, people hate your race, your people. So when you tell the truth, they don't want to hear it from you. When the Russians tell the truth, it's an internet sensation. Listen, stop believing propaganda about you from other people.
That's right.
They're lying about you. You know who you are. And if you don't see any good in yourself, you come into the UPK and we'll put some good in you.
That's right, sir.
We'll put some good, something decent inside of you.
You know what's crazy, General? They talk about Putin, right? And he showed the icons. The school, when I say the school, y'all, I.S.U.P.K. You know what I mean? The head priest of Shire, brought out a book called The Russian Icons. Now, how iconic is that? He brought it out, what is that, the 80s, the early 90s, somewhere around there?
Had to be at least 80s.
Of the book called The Russian Icons about Christ, the prophets, the nation of Israel being black. And now, all of a sudden, Putin pulls it out, and it's the truth. Are y'all kidding me, man? Like, we've been saying this here, and we've been hated for it. And we've been hated for bringing out the truth according to the Lord, man. You understand? When you gonna recognize the Bible says, shall you hate me for telling you the truth? I'm paraphrasing the scripture, man. And that's what's going on. They hating us because we bring out the truth, man, according to the Lord. What crimes have we done? I always wondered, you know, what crimes have we done? Huh?
Forget about it.
What crimes have we done? Usually get on a list like that day, you got to be plotting.
Something. You
got to be training to do some kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
We ain't did none of that. All we do is speak the truth according to the Lord. You understand me? To bring out this truth, man. And now I'm Putin bringing it out. It's the biggest thing on the earth. We've been saying this, man. We've been saying this. Commander GEN.YAHANNA been dropped this on us. You understand? Man, I better wake up, man. You know what I mean? And the Bible said the earth's going to help the woman, right? These records are being brought out for a reason. And the reason is smacking in your face. That all the things that UPK been telling y'all all this time has been the truth. And it's time for y'all to wake up and realize what's going on here, man. It's like,
give Haas a hand.
I didn't see it, but what did Putin do?
Let's play the Putin. We have the video. It's all over TikTok and everything. Yeah, play the video for my yacht so you can check this out.
Yeah.
This was all over. This was everywhere, man.
But, General, you know, this used to be your topic. You used to teach this all the time about the Eastern Church and the Western Church. You know what I mean? The GEOPOLITIcal and the other name you brought out, and how they held on to the records.
Yeah.
And held on to what the Eastern Orthodox Church held on to the records. So they do understand. You understand what's going on here. They know what's going on here. But the thing that's getting me is that, okay, we got Putin, and Putin can't stand America. He a whole Russian hardliner. He bringing these things out. But, this stuff been revealed by the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Now, the Most High got to shame you. You should feel ashamed. You should feel small because we've been bringing you the truth, and you've been rejecting the truth according to the Lord. You should feel small for not listening to the UPK when we brought it out. and smacked you in the face with it. Color don't matter. Color don't matter. Where you Christians at now? Does color matter? I want to know that, yo. All y'all holler about color don't matter. Color don't matter. But God dang on, he done brought out the stuff about Christ being black. Now what you gonna say now?
Yeah.
I think color does matter.
Yeah.
I think color is in the Bible. Yeah. Time for you to get that off of your face, man, and face the facts that UPK been right all this time about the truth according to the Lord. Been right. Things you've been saying been right. And let me tell you something. If you right about this, what else are we right about?
There you go.
If you right about what Christ and what the apostles look like, what else we right about? And let me say this to you. No other organization, none, brought out the color of Christ and the prophets except for the UPK.
That's right.
We're the only ones that brought that out. All you so-called felonious ass groups out here now trying to holler about the Jews are black. It came from the UPK. Them 7 heads. Down to Commander GEN.YAHANNA. It's how you got it. But y'all want to respect Putin, huh? They want to respect Putin, huh? Like Putin is the man now, right? Hey, Putin is the man, right? I hear you.
They need to apologize, huh?
That'll
be the right thing. Oh, Shalom. You got it. You got it.
Yahweh Shema Shabbat. What's going on, sir? Yes, sir. Damn right, gentlemen.
Lord has shined upon thy nation.
That's right, sir.
Yeah. What y'all getting into?
The Russian icons.
Well
Damn right.
See if you can pull up.
No, that was it. That was it.
See if you can pull up the old footage of Yeshaya showing the icon. Somebody get in touch with Mashak. He'll have it. If you can. We were bringing this out 30 years ago. In the 80s, we were bringing this out. I was there. Young boy. I was holding the camera, doing this. Could not believe what the chief head priests were bringing out. Like you brought out, they were bringing out Russian icons and explaining this. And not just in Russia. Those icons that you see, they have even more of them in Syria. Because Syria was one of the main places that Alexander and them went. So after their fall, they had all kind of synagogues filled with icons. The Israelite school of UPK has always been home of the truth and has always done an amazing job with carrying this out.
That's
bringing forth. And this was like unheard of. People couldn't even comprehend it 30 years ago. Now it's coming out. I heard it's doing millions of views on the social media right now. People are shocked. They can't believe it. They like, Putin brought this out? They can't believe it. Now they believe Putin, but didn't believe us when we would bring it out. And once again, big shout out to Chief Head Priest Yeshaya, Chief Head Priest Kazak.
Damn right.
You understand? And all the brothers, man, that held it down in the past. You know what I mean? I watched while Chief Head Priest Yeshaya lost about 50% of his eyesight. And you want to know why? Because back then you didn't have computers on this level. So what he had to do was he had to go in each of these books and he had to use magnifying glasses to look down into the books to see that there was black people in it. This is before he got to the main pictures. He was looking at other pictures with the Edomites. And he noticed in there black faces, little tiny black faces. He got the mic. I was living next door to him. Young student trying to come up in the truth. He brought the magnifying glasses in and started looking down into the pictures. He called me over one day. He said, yo, come over here. Look at this. Is this what I think this is? And I confirmed it. I said, you're right. Those are black people. And then that started. He started researching it. Before you know it, we found so-called Santa Claus. We found Septimius Severus. He found, I don't want to take credit. Him and Chief Red Priest Kazak found Septimius Severus. All the books that J.A. Rogers put out in the 60s. All those records. Then he started matching the records up. in Syria, and in Russia. Everything up until the 18th century was black in the northern part. All them Scandinavian countries, all of them countries were all black. King James, all them families, all of them were black back in them days, man. From 16, 17, in the 1800s is when they pushed that Renaissance, pushed everybody out. We've been known this about our history. And it show you how hardcore and sincere brothers were about the truth back then. It's what made I.S.U.P.K what I.S.U.P.K is. You couldn't come up in here and BS. You had to be about this business.
Right.
You had to be in it and in it for real.
Right.
That's why I say to everybody, man, if you're going to come up in the I.S.U.P.K, come strong. Come strong. Come strong with your questions. Come strong with your scrutiny. And once you got it down, soldier up real on all levels that what you got to deal with. And brother, the Lord could reveal all kinds of stuff. The UFOs. Nobody knew that Christ was going to return. No church ever taught that Christ was going to return in flying saucers. It was like a joke when we brought it out. But once again, Chief Head Priest Gazak went in and was doing the research, checking the records, and said, wait a minute. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? Ancient paintings with UFOs in it? Then he went and ran down the research on it. Then he went back to the scriptures. Even in the school, it was like, what? You a heretic, huh? You a heretic. It was war back then. You get thrown out a window, anything. Back then, it was lunatic back then. You might get hit with a bat, thrown downstairs. You understand? All kinds of stuff. I come around to school one day and salute Chief Head Priest. Shalom, sir. He tells me, listen, I'm sorry you had to see that, man. But I said, what are you talking about? He said, that wasn't you at the bottom of the steps? I was like, nah. Oh, we just had to throw somebody the hell up out of here, man. He was speaking heretic talk, I ain't saying we going back to that. but that's how the UPK, this place was forged out with brutal strength of men that was determined to find their way to the Lord and bring forth this truth and make sure that it was held on to death if necessary. And so he went and found that research, man. Everybody went and researched it, man. All the heads came together on it, looked at, examined it, saw the proof, and sure enough, we had found the truth on how Christ was going to return. It was not, none of that was being brought out. And so now Putin's bringing it out, which is fantastic. It's great he's bringing it out. It's great that black people waking up to it. But know that this was 30 years ago. Was he able to send that to you? Okay, when he get it, we'll play a little bit of it because it was so heavy back then that they sent a journalist all the way from England back in the 80s who came over. Y'all saw the tape.
Yeah.
He came over and had to interview the brothers because they were shocked that we had found this information up in Russia that nobody had ever heard of before. The UPK has always, the Lord has always had his hand on this body. Always, always, always. There's been ebbs and flows and this and that, but this truth was in these records has never changed, man.
Right.
Okay. And so it's good. It's coming out now. It's beautiful. We'll be bringing it out. I'm going to look at my stuff and see if I find old tapes. I was teaching this 25 years ago on the street, in classes, other brothers. It was a beautiful thing. I know we're going to come back to P. Diddy, but how y'all feel about me just talking a little bit about Russia, if I could?
Get it on,
Tell me when it
please.
gets here. You know what I'm saying?
And I think he holding a video with Putin talking about it.
Okay, you want to bring it? Is it translated?
I don't believe it is translated, sure, but he does expose the Black Mary and the Black Christ in this video.
Go ahead and pull it, just since you got it. Let's give him a shock another second to pull.
European has been hiding from African for more than a millennium that Jesus was black.
That's fine. Now, and of course, you know what we have to always bring out. Esau is never your friend.
Right.
He ain't bringing this out of love for us or cause of our suffering or any of that. Putin just armed several African countries to help them resist, specifically France and other countries. What Putin is doing, you in the third world's war out here, and it is glorious in the Lord's eyes. Because let me explain what he's doing. He is building up the armies of those African countries so that they can resist Europe. Europe is not as strong as America. Europe needs America and Britain. Britain's in Europe. Britain is strong because of how much land and territory they own around the world. But the other countries are not that strong. Belgium and all those countries, them Scandinavian countries, Finland, Switzerland, all of those countries get their money from Africa, from all the resources in Africa. The World Bank, they all got their money in Africa. Now, Putin is punishing them for allowing the U.S. and Britain to bring them troops into Ukraine. And he's punishing them by strengthening the African countries that want to resist them. And so what's happening is he's pushing now a propaganda war to the Africans to say, y'all ran Christianity. We always respected it. We kept it in the vaults. We knew y'all was the holy people, which they not the holy people. Though that was us ruling Europe. The same ones that got put into slavery in the 16th century. But he's going to use it to strengthen Africa because they all know they're going into a global war. So he needs Africa to starve Europe down so that he can push Europe back out of Ukraine. And if Africa can starve Europe, that'll crush NATO's power. And Turkey is turned against them as well. So if he gets Turkey and the rest of them to turn against them, Europe is going to be in hell because they're going to need England and America to strengthen them, which America and England is struggling right now. This is a global battle. But something else happened this week that was amazing. Was that the tape out?
Oh, this is I had the interview, part of the interview with the British.
Does he show any of the icons? Just gaze through it right quick and see. Like, yeah, just run through the.
This video was cut.
Okay.
I think I have it. But in the school on top of the
Huh? Wait, Haas has it. You got it, Haas?
Right
but
here.
go slow, Slakia, Haas. Your diet. Go slow through the tape so we can see the different, put it on the line, and ride it down. Come on. Keep going. Is he showing icons there? No?
Nah, sir.
Okay, so this is all conversation.
It's all conversation.
Okay, all right. Still play a little bit of it, just so we could give them the honor of their due, the chief head priest, for bringing this stuff out. Haas, pass it up. Oh, you got the actual tape. Haas got the 777. Send it to him. But play this and then play a little of this and then send him that while you loading this up so we don't tie up too much time. Play a little bit of it.
Shall I go back to my seat?
Certainly.
Yeah.
And if any of you have to go to the bathroom and want a drink of water, we have.
That's Chief. For those that may not know, that's Chief Head Priest Yeshaya. The one coming in now with that glorious garment on. You can play it from right there. The one coming in now with that glorious garment on.
Nice to meet you. You've flown in.
That's how they dress every day. They dress this is that's Chief Head Priest Yeshaya. Again, Chief Head Priest Yeshaya next to him.
Can I give you a list of historical figures, prominent figures from history, and you'll tell me whether or not they were white or black?
Shoot, give me a best.
Before wicked, evil men tried to, bring harm to this work. Go ahead, Op. Thanks to the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K. Thanks to these generals, General Mahiman, General Maya, General Haas, General Shalmar, General Kubalamov, and General Kathumgabar. Slag if I got the order wrong. General Kathumgabar and then General Kubalamov. And the captains that came after it kept this work alive. You understand? Kept this work alive. Go ahead, Op. Give me a little bit more of it. Go ahead, play the actual. Now you can look at this tape and you'll know this was a transfer from a VHS tape. That's how old this is. Oh, yeah. Some of y'all don't even know what a VHS tape is. Y'all like, a VHS, what's that? That's an old school tape. Yeah. You got it? That's the one, yeah. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then we're gonna bring it up to mine because this was very spiritual. What the Lord did with this Putin, and I'm gonna show it to you in a second. And then we'll work our way back to P. Diddy and the raid on his homes today. As I looked at them homes that they raided, I thought about how many. Like, you're a fool if you become wealthy in this empire and you spend your money on things in this empire while your people are suffering. You're just like not smart. They need this money. They got to go fight Ukraine and fight the Arabs and fight the Palestinians. Yeah. You got to give up the mansions. They come to get it. Like, long as he was child molesting and all that, they didn't care about that. You think this is like some noble Homeland Security? We gonna stop some? They don't give a damn about none of that, man. Right. They're like, yo, he P. Diddy, he got lawyers. Let's don't even bother. But now they need some money to run these wars. So now you ain't gave at the office. You know what I'm saying? We here to collect. So we'll get to that in a second. But go ahead, if you could, where he's showing it.
And black people love this. That's why black people are insane. I say they're insane. The black Christian is insane and sick.
Shalom, my brothers and sisters. This is High Priest Yeshaya once again, coming to you from the Israeli School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And the reader that I have today is a brother by the name of Priest Rahab. He's a One Shield General. And the subject matter that we're going to be discussing this evening, is the subject matter that has been hidden. And it is the most classified subject matter in the United States, and it's about so-called UFOs. Now, the devil, the so-called white man, has always maintained that flying saucers are not real, that the UFOs don't exist. Yet he spends billions of dollars to get Negroes to hunt for Easter eggs every Easter, to buy a Christmas tree, put it in the house, and set everything on fire every December the 25th, and to sing about a big fat white.
The one you sent him?
No. What's your email address? Or do you want me to call? Can I text it to you? That's not the one. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, this is a different one.
Yeah, you sent me the right one, huh?
Come on.
I can send it to him if you don't got it.
Come on.
Yeah, this is a different one. Real quick, I don't want to eat up all the time because we got to get back to these stories, but.
Come on, you got to get that.
Stand by. We pulling it up now. We getting it up now.
Yeah, this was something, brothers, that we brothers and sisters out there that we brought up many years ago, man. We were teaching this and passing this down. The Lord was handing us all these great things, man. And this work was flourishing all over the place, which is why you must hold on to the I.S.U.P.K and on to this truth. Because if you don't, trust me when I tell you, Satan is plotting every day to overthrow you, plotting to destroy this school. There are people that are not in the spirit of the Lord like we are. And they'll come in here and try to overturn this place if you let them. But if you don't let them, if you understand what you got in here, if you understand this brotherhood that you see us displaying to you, then you're going to grow in the truth. If you here for anything other than that, then Satan will use you, and you will believe that you're going to be successful. You believe that you're going to be successful. You could not have told Tazadaki he wasn't the greatest Negro on the face of the. I am the comfort. Is that what he calls them? Right. They were calling themselves ridiculous things. Satan rose up, and now it's gone. And the truth continues on. Fear the Most High, man, is the beginning of wisdom.
That's right.
Go ahead. Drop it right there. You good. Just want to give him his due and his honor.
And I'm one of the chief analysts and historians and archaeologists of the Israeli School. Today, I would like to bring some very valuable information to you that has been hidden for over 500 years in this country. The facts that we want to bring out are about the so-called biblical Jews, who the real Jews are in this country, and how far their history has spanned around the world. The real Jews in the United States are the so-called Negroes that were brought here on slave ships from Africa and different parts of Europe.
Now, there's some facts that I would like to bring out that are noted in some very important books, but the first book I want to go to bring some facts out to show how our history has been whitewashed, covered up, and diluted by the devil, the so-called white man, is the book of Isaiah, the 29th chapter, the 15th and the 16th verse. And I would like this brother Tahar to read it clearly.
Isaiah, the 29th chapter, starting from the 15th verse.
That was
woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord.
Turned him into a
and their works are in the dark.
Now you see where he was.
And they say,
the hell he
who seeth us?
Like,
and who knoweth us?
Of your office.
Surely you're turning
Don't do it. You'll mess yourself up. Like this cat here, now you see he's studious. You know what I mean? He acting like he should be acting. He in his right mind. All of that. When you go past that and create another religion, you're going to destroy yourself.
Count of the one count.
Fear the Most High.
Count of the one count.
Jump ahead to where he actually has the icon up on the screen. Just
6 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yeah, right there where you at. Go ahead, play.
This cover is a photograph of a black man named Luke, the apostle Luke that walked with Christ, drawing a picture of Mary, the mother of Christ, and Christ himself as a young child. Now, in this book called The Icon on page 407, it clearly shows a clear image of Constantine, the great Christian leader, and his mother, Saint Helen, as being black people. This is unadulterated and crystal clear.
And these books now are super expensive. You could have bought that book back then for 10 or 15 bucks. Now these books are circulating, some of them up to $2,000 online just to get a copy of. We got several copies in here. I had a whole plethora of copies that I gave out to the brothers. Some are in New York, some are down here, some are in different places. But these records were easy to come by before they knew what they, before it got out what they was. And again, Putin wasn't doing anything noble. If he knew all this about Africa, so-called Africa, why didn't he bring it out years and years and years ago? He brought it out now when it's convenient for them to bring it out, not back then. He brought it out now because it's convenient because he's trying to get Africa. But these records been around, man. It's been in our archives for many years. I think the Icon book might be right downstairs, right? Yeah, somebody need to go make a tape on it.
Definitely on the walls.
It's definitely on the walls and in tons of the schools.
Yeah.
Somebody need to go make a tape on it and bring it up to speed. You know what I mean? Because of this old tape. Go ahead. Question?
Oh, sorry, sir. If I may, sir, what you bring out is so heavy. It was it's this prominent YouTuber, you know what I mean, on YouTube that grows with all the blackity black stuff. And their video hit close to like a little bit over 1 million views. And what they did was, big shout out to Precinct Officer 5000 to Walgabar. They used his breakdown on the Russian icons on their video that went viral.
Get that
Khan.
You got 1 million views.
That's right. It's going to get out there. You know what I mean? It's going to get out there right where it needs to be. You know what I mean? So that was heavy. You know what I mean? Slovakia, yo. Slovakia. So go ahead.
I was going to bring out how, and it was the UPK always been great, man. And I look at them brothers, and how you brought up like Tahar reading there. When you in the UPK, you strong and you good. Somebody in the comment said Tahar did teach a couple of good classes back then. Everybody teach good classes when they're in the UPK. But boy, your fall when you leave is ridiculous.
That's it.
Last week we brought out the picture of the Bojangles, the brother throwing the hat up in the air and dancing with his Jewish tassels. He taught a great class too when he was in UPK. It's a wonderful thing when you in here, but boy, when you drop your sword, the Lord do something awful to you, man.
No, listen, Maya, you brought out a heavy point. Like, let me tell you something, Ma. I'm gonna tell you something. You don't know what you think you know. Give me that scripture where the Lord said, if any man think if he know of anything, he knoweth nothing at all. Then get me the scripture that says knowledge puffeth up. You come into UPK and these brothers raise you up. The stuff you learning in Muhammad class and other brothers' classes, you learning amazing stuff. Stuff you never thought you could ever have learned. You never learned in school because you rejected school because it was created for you to reject it. You come into truth, and now you learning amazing things in the knowledge of the truth. But with the learning of those amazing things comes seduction, meaning Satan is also where the Lord is, so is Satan also. Like with that comes seduction. Satan didn't punch Christ in the face while he was down. Did he do that? What did he do? He lifted Christ up on the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Christ is suffering and in pain. You got it up? I'm gonna run it right now. Give me 1 second. Either one, Mathumia, you got it? Like he didn't kick Christ down. He lifted Christ up and put him on the pinnacle of the temple and said, look, man, oh, this is mine. I'll give it to who I want to give it to. You understand? And you're going to see it in what we're going to bring out about P. Diddy. Like, if you learn this truth, I guarantee you, if you allow yourself to become puffed up and to believe that you are more than what you are, Satan will destroy you. He told Christ, you the son of the Most High, cast yourself down. The Lord said nothing will happen to you. That's puffing him up. Look at all the riches. You can have all of that. Puffing him up. Don't let Satan gaslight you. You understand? The scripture said the best of us are as a filthy rag. That's the best of us.
Right.
You're as a filthy rag. Like, understand that. And if you can't put that in you, I feel bad for you. You know why? Because you're going to be used for 20 years. And after that, the Lord is going to seduce you right out the damn door, or rather Satan, not the Lord. Satan is going to do just like he said he did when he went to hear them advisors. He told them advisors, he said, I will be a lion spirit in their mouth. Don't let Satan seduce you, because you will go out there believing, like Tahar sat up under them brothers, learn all that knowledge. And by learning it all, what did he do? He didn't say to himself, I received so much. This is so great. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to stand with the Lord. Instead, he thought to himself, I could take it further. I'm better. Rakashiyah, another one, charismatic teacher, right? Coming up, come out to church, had style. We saw he had style, was zealous to work, got him a little bit of rank. The minute he got a couple brothers up under him and got a little rank, lost his damn mind. Got puffed up and got run out. Nate's another one. Was in the school, learning the truth. Went out there on his own. First joined 2 or 3 other groups.
Right. Yep.
Then, because once again, in the ambition of Satan, looking to empower himself, and then ran out there and screwed the damn thing up. Let me tell you something, Mark. Humility is a powerful tool. It will keep you out of danger. You understand? Christ fasted them 40 days, and he still did not allow Satan to puff him up. And he was Yahushua. And he still didn't let Satan puff him up to go out there to think anything. Before you holding all of the ones I call for, give me first the one where the Lord said, if any man think if he know of anything. I have watched, trust me on this, fam. I've been in the game 40 years.
All right.
I know y'all think I'm asleep.
No.
The generals probably think I'm already losing my mind. They saw me, my beard growing gray. They said, the nigga gone. He's absolutely out of his damn mind. I've been here a long time.
That's right, sir.
I have seen it all. And I'm telling you, man, the UPK is the place. 2, you got to be humble in here. Humility. You can't do anything on your own. It is all being done by the Most High. Every advance this school makes is from the Lord. Every gift, the scriptures say, did not Paul say the Lord giveth out many gifts?
Right.
You ain't did nothing. You've done nothing here. But the Lord has given us all gifts. Your gifts may not be shining right now. It will. All the gifts is coming out. You might see other gifts, which may, that's all right. which may make you encourage, when you get a second, grab it, which may make you encourage to learn about that gift so you can have it as well. Remember what Paul said, there's many offices of administration. You're gonna have different abilities and skills and all of that. But brother, the minute you start turning any of that to you, the minute you do this with the mirror, the minute you take the mirror and you do this, you're in danger. You're in danger. Because now you're not looking at the Lord. You're looking at you. And you looking at you is how you destroy you.
Right.
Don't look at you. Make sure you understand it's coming from the Most High, or you'll end up like this clown and like all of these clowns. This nigga is dancing with a banjo on his head, and we didn't hit him either. Muhammad Mayahaz, the brother that brought in the Edomite, he was second in command under Tazadaki. Now this man worked right under them chief head priests and conspired right against them to steal their bank account right from under them and passed it on to Tazadaki and was living the high life, patent leather shoes and everything, living the great life for about 2 seconds. And the Most High, he just come out of jail. He did time in jail. This cat was a young Caribbean brother that was disciplined. Y'all remember him? He put fear, his discipline to put fear in you. His imagine was so bad. Quack! He was like this. He was so on point. That's why he was the one bringing everybody in. Because that brother was so bad on the door, but Tazadakia seduced him. And he, in his own puffed upness, got seduced. I'm telling you now, y'all out there, you don't want to listen. That's fine. You know what I mean? I listen. I got the hoary head now. You didn't tell me nothing. I done brought the hoary head to y'all now. Yeah, right. I got the hoary head, man. All right, listen. And feeling younger and more vibrant than I could possibly be. All right, now let's read them scriptures. Come on, Salah.
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. Okay, verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols,
go ahead.
We know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up.
Knowledge puffeth up. It'll make you go after them idols. Go ahead.
But charity edifieth.
But charity edifieth. Charity edifieth. Being willing to give from them gifts. Being willing to take that knowledge and teach and build and spread and raise camps and feed the people based on this knowledge. This charity, it edifies this truth. You puffing yourself up don't edify a damn thing. You end up like that clown. But you bringing charity because of what you learned, that edifies the truth. Christ said they shall know that you are my disciple by how you love one another.
That's right, sir.
Like you giving that charity, that brotherhood, that spirit. Oh, it's gonna edify the truth. Everything else means nothing. Means absolutely it's for man. That's for like Solomon said, it's vanity. It's nice for now, but it means nothing. What means something is that charity you give. Give me the next. Go ahead, General, please.
And General, that's how I knew, that's how I knew, as a young man, when so many try to destroy the spirit of Christ in this school, I knew who the Lord was setting up. Because every time we knew we needed you, we knew you ain't dropped the sword.
You don't know how much I needed y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Every time we talked about it, you always said, "No, not me. This is Christ. This is for Christ." You always put the King ahead of you anytime we talked about you, which is something I've never seen in these other cats, man. They was always, "I'm smart. I'm this. Follow me. Do this. Everybody wrong but me." You always said, "No, this is only because of the Most High Christ." So like, listen, Commander GEN.YAHANNA didn't even want to be Commander GEN.YAHANNA. There's a whole story behind it.
Yeah.
But we needed him to be that. Yeah, that's right. We needed him.
Let me tell you something. I damn near had to put the tall boots on. I fought Muhammad for a year. to where I saw he was weakening it, and I said, "Oh shit, let me put them on." I didn't want to put the boots on. You remember? We used to battle over the boots. But listen, because and let me tell you something, because I'm scared to death. You know why? You know why I'm scared to death in this seat? because Moses split a rock and fed a nation and did not cross into Jerusalem. You know what I mean? Like the God you serve is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm too scared in this seat. Too many cats done failed in this position for you to think anything.
That's right.
You understand? Like, listen, you know the best part of my job is you don't have to do it. That's the best. Like you can go out and you can you can go crazy. You ain't got to worry about it. Because if you go too far, I'm just reach out and grab you and say, come on back, bro. You good. You all right.
And we need that, sir.
But if you get out there by yourself now I can't get you back. I can't grab you back. I told that same brother with the banjo, Ricochet. He come to me on the street. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
And he told me, I'm thinking about bringing white people in the truth. And I said, first of all, you're not in the truth. You need to come back into this body. And don't you dare put no Edomite in no garment. He went and did it.
Yeah.
I warned him.
Yep.
He went and did it.
Yep.
And look at the mess he's in now. That thing he created was a mess, man. Destroyed people. There's still people stuck in third world countries right now. Israelites stuck in third world countries right now. They can't get back to the U.S. because they got no passport and there's no way for them to identify them. There's still people whose families are still looking for those that went over there. There's still sisters that are damaged to this day because they went over there and them brothers had them out there in that desert and was passing them around. Them brothers got out there, like I brought out last week. Any cult, they're trying to tell you to go to some other country to go live and all of that, run. Because all that is sexual deviancy. The Lord gonna pick us up all over this nation. We need brothers and sisters that are experts where they are. We don't need to move them into some desert somewhere like that's gonna make their life better or they gonna escape this beast. This beast is running satellites and jets all over the place. Where are you going to hide at? It's a joke. It's to get you out there away from U.S. law. You understand? So that they can abuse you or your children. You know what I mean? And let's face it, how many times have you heard of some group leaving the United States, getting themselves set up, and it being successful? And then how many times have you heard some group leaving the United States and everybody ended up dead, raped, murdered, killed, and destroyed? So look at the odds at it. You understand? Even the group in Dimona, they went in through Libya, lost hundreds of people coming through them African countries on their way to Libya, to Israel. Finally got in Israel and did not get citizenship for 30 years. Finally, they started giving them citizenship, took their sons. Now their sons fighting in the Israeli military, in the IDF, doing all kind of horrible things and not building their nation at all. And they went up in there, and if they hadn't wiped out Dimona yet, I guarantee you they done diminished it, way more than it's been. So it's ridiculous to think you're going to go into some lie and it's going to survive, man. This is the home of the truth. You understand? You should be here and grow here and come back to here. And whatever error you made is small. You understand? Or even if you believe you was wrong, let's say you was wrong, it's still small to you and your work in the kingdom of heaven. You should man up and make the call. You should man up and make the call. I guarantee your safety if you walking in these doors in righteousness. I guarantee it. Okay? Any man move against you, he got a problem with me. And I'm a big problem when I become a problem.
Yeah.
You understand? So I make sure that door is there for you. But you can't come in here puffed up. You better come in here with some humility. And with that humility, you're going to have great gain, man. Okay? Give me the next one real quick. I'm going to run these down real quick and I'm going to get up off of it.
Come on. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing.
And and the reason for that scripture is because of what knowledge does. Brother, I'm sure all of y'all have experienced this at once. You sit down and go over some scriptures and be like, whoa, is this what the Lord is saying? Like all of us have found or gone over something that was deep in them scriptures. The problem is if you internalize it like you discovered this, or internalize it like you damn near wrote it, and you creating a problem, man. And that's what Tahar did, and that's what them brothers did, man. And that's why, Mayag, I be scared to death. On that, I'm scared of. No, ain't nothing else I'm scared. I done did 40 years in these streets. Cans, I done been in riots. I done pulled cats out of cars with the chief head priest. I done did 40 doo-wop ton times. I done been in all the mess. Okay? I'm still here. All fingers, all toes, everything fully functional, and I still look good. Okay? You know what I mean? So make no mistake, I will get down for the get down.
Damn right.
Okay? I like a little guns now because I'm getting a little older. I like a little leg now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in it for the in it. But the one thing I'm scared of is crossing the Most High.
Damn right.
That you're gonna find a real punk in me. You're gonna find a real punk when it comes to trying to come up against the Lord. You is not gonna find no tough dude. You're gonna find a cat that's just I don't care even saying it on the air. You're going to find a damn pussy when it comes to coming up against him. Because coming up against him, the Lord will wipe out your whole goddamn life. Like Tahar is sitting somewhere sick right now in Westchester. Right. You understand? He ain't telling us he's sick, but we know it. Suddenly is sick and then wasted the last 15 years of his life. I'm not going out like that. I would not go out like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And it's sad. Tazadaki dead. All them cats, they, you know what I mean? Destroyed. You know what I mean? Humiliated in the news. All of that over, you had to be more than a man. Come on, man. We could have done better. We could have done great things. This fool, he done the damn clandestine services, you understand, is using this purple clown. He's like a goddamn puppet. They robbing athletes and running all kind of games and shooting transvestites and trying to roll on cats. You had mercy from us, man. You was thinking you was bigger than us. They thought they was bigger than us. Till Kathum went up there in New York, had to show them what it is. Had to let them know what it is. You're not bigger than us. I'm not. Come on. You're not intimidating nobody. You understand? We just have more wisdom and restraint than your dumb ass is. And we don't resort to dirty tricks. You take brothers and bring them and have them doing dirty, evil things. You create an evil person. What you think they're gonna do now? Come back and study the scriptures and be a righteous, pious man? You done already taught them to do slimy shit.
That's right.
You understand? So
That's
now
right.
when they come back into the fold, they're gonna do slimy shit. That's why Esau drug up them soldiers. He don't want them back in society because he know that what they did over there, they're gonna do in society. He tried to get you killed. He tried to wipe you out. You got to fight tooth and nail and watch that VA and all that to get through so that you could be normal in society. And better be walking the line because most of the time he watching, especially if you was in them clandestine services, man. We can make it to this kingdom. We close, which I'm going to bring out after these scriptures. Go ahead. Give me the rest of them.
Khan. Nothing, Salaka, yet as he ought to know.
Right. He don't know anything as he ought to know. These are gifts, man. These are gifts from the Most High. You couldn't have figured this out. Christ said, you didn't choose me. I chose you. You didn't choose him. He chose you.
Right.
Don't get puffed past that, man. You understand? Give him his due. Fear the Most High. You got nothing to lose. The nation gonna grow. He gonna do it. It's going to happen. So what is you understand? Let me tell you something. The brother, give it a second. In a minute, the brother that, you know when the doorbell rings at the school and you send a trooper down there to the door, give it 2 seconds. The trooper that goes to that door is going to be nigh onto like the mayor. Now, mark my words, see if I'm lying. The cat coming to first of all, he's going to look ridiculous when he come to the door. And when he come to the door, the people who have heard this knowledge and have finally absorbed it and hear the record of what we did to get this work out and the history of how we battled and what we went through to get here. By the time they get to that door at that day, they're going to be choked up beyond belief. And that cat that opens the door gonna have to tell certain sister, please don't bow down. All I do is open the door. Come on, stand up, sis. Stand up. You all right, brother? You all right? Come on in. Y'all welcome, man. Come on in. Y'all need something to eat. That's how they're gonna be with him at the door. Less alone when they get up in here with the teachers and the different brothers and all that. They're not even gonna want to be in the room with most of you because they're gonna have heard about what you've done. Let the Lord work. Let him work. He'll give you more glory than you could ever get. Proof and example, right or wrong, y'all. Every one of these clowns that walked out the door. You understand? Every one of them. We got cats in here, young officers in here, more famous than them now. Because they stuck in here and did the work. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, let's finish it. I'm gonna run it down real quick and get up off of it.
Come on.
I got to tell y'all about this Russian situation. Go ahead. And then we got to get Puff Diddy Slocky. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse.
That's it on that script. Give me the next. You holding any other one? Oh, okay. All right. Then that was it. That was the point that we was trying to make. But can I go on with Russia and then come back?
Yes, sir.
Since we in it. So to go further with the whole Russian thing, here's what was so heavy about what went down in Russia. You know that they bombed Russia, right? They bombed Russia. Now, Russia, that playhouse, that hall, concert hall, in Russia, concert halls is big. The Russians came up on stage dancing and stuff like that. That's like a football game. You see how big it is? Them kind of halls they got is like football arenas. So just imagine somebody blew up one of these arenas. That's what they just did in there. Now, here's the amazing part. They caught the guys that did it. And they paraded them in the media and said, we accept that these are ISIS agents, right? But they said, and they showed their faces. Go on, you do it, you die. But go ahead, rock it out. But they said, but we believe that Ukraine and the CIA is involved. Yeah, they beat their ass. They beat their ass. Okay, they tuned them. They tuned him all the way up.
They walked them in like a pretzel.
Yes, yes, they did. Like they tuned them boys up. You won't see them after a while. This is probably the last time you're gonna see or hear from them cats right there. Them cats right there gonna be living in a box about the size of this. They're gonna be in one of these. Okay. So, but now here's the thing. He said, but he believed Ukraine and ISIS and CIA is involved. Now, what does that mean? Especially as he's bringing out these icons. Here's what it means. What they don't know, the ones that bombed that theater, they don't know what we know. Once again, we know the prophecies. Bombing that theater and using Arabs to do it has just opened up the door for Putin to fight terrorism. Where are all the terrorists known to be at? The Arab countries. So now, watch my words. You're going to hear him announce that they are doing operations here and there to fight terrorists. They taking something out of the U.S. playbook. The U.S. playbook was they wiped the map of the Middle East over terrorism, right or wrong? Syria, Iraq, coming against Iran, all of that. Well, guess what? Now he's going to do the same.
Ezekiel 38, sir.
Huh? Ezekiel 38. And remember what we said, that they will go down into D-Dan.
Yes, sir.
Brother, they about 2 seconds from unleashing on them Arab zones that are on the other side. Now, like they're gonna join their Arab friends, like Iran, and they're gonna fight terrorism in their enemies' countries. And so now we just got 5 steps closer to a full-out nuclear war. That's what just took place by them bombing that hall. And he's going to get back to 100% because they just, like, that was their 9/11. They just blew up one of their biggest theaters over there which means they're going to back him up. And he's going to walk that dog right down into bombing other countries. Get ready. It's going to get bloody. It's going to get bloody, 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 bloody. They battling to shut him down because they know the Chinese want to go in there and take Taiwan. Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. Biblical prophecies. It is amazing what the Most High is doing, man.
Yes, sir.
Give the Lord a hand.
So they whoop their ass. I'm looking at them on the picture.
They sure did.
Woo!
Like them cats right there, boy, they ready to convert. Whoa, good night. They disfigured this cat. His whole jaw is on one side. You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, make no mistake, this is no accident that they're parading these pictures. They're parading these pictures because this is the mandate now. He got a mandate to go after them now. And they worry because they about to lose Ukraine. He bombed you. You seen that footage of Ukraine? Man, Ukraine looked like the South Bronx in the 70s.
Yeah.
Looked like the South Boogie in the 70s. That's how bad it looked. So that's it. I'm off of it. All right, y'all. Back to P. Diddy, real quick. Before we go. That's right. Ezekiel, that's right. I.S.U.P.K, Virginia. Ezekiel 38 and 11. You know what I mean? And thou shalt say, I will go into the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely. All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars. Okay? Damn right, brother. You calling it right. And it's beautiful and glorious because it is our salvation, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's our salvation. Salakia. All right.
Colonel Khan. A few hours ago, sir, it says Diddy's Los Angeles, Miami, and New York homes were raided by federal law enforcement. I even have an update, General Muhammad, that Diddy fled the country. He fled. He's in Cape Verde right now. They was trying to pick him up in one of those West Indian islands, but they don't have jurisdiction in Cape Verde, so he's there right now.
The white Bronco. He on the run.
He's on the run.
I was joking earlier. He actually did. He went and got on the run.
Listen, and the spectacle is going to be more because you can't hide from the beast anymore. If you like, that's why it was so dumb to go buy in them big giant mansions, to do all kind of nasty, lascivious nonsense when you could have transformed whole communities. And then when they came to get you, you did what you needed to do for yours. But now they're going to seize all them bank accounts. They're going to get them. When this U.S., listen, the CIA put pressure on the country, brother. You can forget it. You think all that sovereignty, that don't mean nothing to the CIA. They put in a phone call, and it'd be Cape Verdeans trying to chase your ass down. You running down a damn Cape Verde alley with Cape Verdeans chasing you. But y'all got sovereignty. Why y'all trying to get me? Because they done got a call. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to make a spectacle out of here. And make a spectacle because they're going to take all that money. That's going to be the part Esau going to love. You watch the news. Watch, what's them channels they got? TMZ and all that. Watch in the near future. They're going to pull all his jewelry out. They're going to rape you. They're going to show all your jewelry, bring all the cars out. They're going to laugh and, they're going to be sitting up there wearing the rings. The prosecutor going to be wearing your rings. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they do you. So why do it? Like, that's when you forget you're enslaving. I know Muhammad going to come in on the whole moral depravity of this nigga. I know Muhammad itching to pull the moral depravity of this fool. But because I'm in a battle to see the nation rise, I think about all the resources that get wasted. I'm always thinking of that. And those are some ridiculous resources that he has control over that could have done so much for so many. And not only should he have used it for those things, but he should have used his influence and ability to make it more public. In other words, it's one thing to help everybody, but it's just as good and important that everybody knows that you're doing this. Because, brother, that could bring complete harmony in the community. Like, that could bring complete brotherhood when, like, the mood is set by those in charge. You got child molesters setting the mood. You got LGBTQ setting the mood in the hood. You got drug dealers making our music and setting the mood. And so we all at each other's necks. We all racing to be the biggest drug addict, the biggest whore, the biggest gangster, the biggest ripoff artist. When if you had the right, if you in that level of power and you use it for the right reasons, knowing that it ain't yours anyway.
Right.
It ain't yours. They should listen. I would have learned after they took $75 million from Kanye West. They pressed the button and shut $75 million of Kanye West money off in one day. After that, I'd have been liquidating. You know what I mean? If I had some real cash, I'd have been liquidating right then. Because I would know this is not yours. This is just part of their game until they decide they want it. He said something about them small hats. They said, boop. Took it like it was nothing. No, like, you know, didn't care. Now imagine if all those millions was being poured into really raising us up. That's all I'm saying about the thing. Y'all let me know about the morals. I don't understand how you have that kind of money and you know, doing stupid shit. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to break that down for me.
Yeah, because I want to know, okay, what did he do? Like that part, I don't know about. What did he do? What are they saying he did?
It sounded like they said he was doing an R. Kelly.
Or Epstein? Is that the new Epstein Island?
Or the Black Epstein. I know somebody sent me a tape where he said something about this beautiful black nigga. Y'all ain't see that tape? Shalom, brother, he sitting it was horrific. He's sitting in the living room. They eating and just, you could tell the lust in the room was, yeah, man. Yeah, we up in here.
Like he Henry VIII.
Brother, they was eating and drinking like they had fully lost control of their faculty. And he talking to the camera and he said something, this beautiful black nigga. I said, this brother better get up and run out that door if he know what I know. And I think he's one of the ones that may have called the charges on this cat. And here, you was gonna say something?
I heard him call a cat daddy. He was in a room with other rappers. I heard that too. Called the cat daddy, and it was like nobody made a face.
And let me tell you something. Keep your eye on the ball. Because I'm sorry, Joe.
That was
keep your eye on the ball, because here's what we as the Lord's chosen people should be looking for. We should be looking for what are the rest of the rappers going to say? What are the rest of the entertainers going to say? Are they going to circle the wagons behind all the evil that's going on in Hollywood? Or are they going to come out clean and say, too much of this evil been going on? Or they going to turn on what's really going on out there? Or are they going to participate and join in it? That's also important. It's also important for this next generation and everybody else learning and watching. So,
and again, this is speculation. This is from what I heard from people who say they eyewitnesses of all this Hollywood mess. They say in Hollywood, man, they make you do things and get it on video. So if you ever told their business, they discredit you. They said they pay for you to go to rehab, whether you're a drug addict or not. And you go to rehab just so if something happened in the future, they say we paid for his rehab. He was on drugs and we try to do this. They'll put you on video and tell you to go get some money out of my wallet or get some money out of my jacket to hold for later on and say he was a thief and he did a ton of stuff, put you in sexual situations and tell you, well, if you want this part, you got to do this, you know what I'm saying, and get it on video. Like they get a whole lot of it, which sound like the devil, but from what I understand in that world, they get you on video and get you on record and get things on you so you never, come out with it.
Listen,
you ain't got no heart. So.
What you saying is absolutely true. And listen, I used to say, it's speculation.
Good.
But if you want to know if it's true, there is a documentary out right now. Two of them out that you should see. But there's a documentary out right now. Have y'all heard about the scandal at Nickelodeon? Huh? You saw it too. I was flawed, brother. As a father, that thing will rip your guts out, will it not? You die. It will rip your guts out of you as a father. Go ahead, you die. I know you saw it. It's a must see.
What's the name?
It's called
what's it called?
Quiet on Set.
Quiet on Set.
And what Commander Gen.YAHANNA was saying was so heavy because I know what hit you. It's when even though Drake Bell is a devil, it's the fact that his father identified this pedophile, told, you know what I mean,
how they played him.
Khan.
How they played this kid right out from his father's hand. And then once again, you dumb bitches. Like a dumb bitch will get you destroyed out. Like this cat was fighting it. I'm sorry to cut you off. Salakia. This cat was fighting his wife to try and keep control of this boy. He was on the set watching everything. And this pedophile gassed her up to gas up the son to get the father separated, brother. And you know what? And the end of that's the boy there. And in the end of the case, they were asking him, well, it's sealed in the court documents. Can you tell us what happened to you? You know what he said? He said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to think of the most horrible sexual thing a person can do to another person. And then go past it. And that's what happened. Brother, when they told his father what happened, after all of that, he was broken. And not just him, all of them kids out. It was only one black woman. Listen, look, I got to give the black woman her due. There was one black woman in the whole thing who had the biggest mouth. She was, listen, there is a time, I will tell you, listen, there's a time when them sisters can take the game right. You understand? Big shout out to all you sisters in the UPK. That's humble to your family, but down with your family.
Damn right.
Because she saw something wasn't right. She started questioning them. And she wasn't getting no answers. She raised hell and took her son off the set of that Nickelodeon. He was broken. The boy was broken. She snatched him out of the set, but she saved his life.
Damn right.
Because they went through and raped and molested all them kids. That cat, Leonardo DiCaprio, they brought that out. Brother, the sexual assault that they did to Leonardo DiCaprio was insane. I mean, brutal, I'm talking brutal, violent child molestation. This cat here, I bet you he don't have sex with nobody. I can almost guarantee it. If he do, he's great. Because this cat, these sexual predators were so bad that he would be on the set, right? Like he would be on the set, and your kids do this when you trying to hug them all the time. You know how you trying to hug your kids and they put their hand around you to try to get your hand off of them because they kids. You know how kids are. They don't want you to grab them up. Leonardo DiCaprio is about 12, 13 years old now, and these sexual predators are talking to him on camera, and they can't stop touching him. They can't, and he's, because we're trying to, and he's peeling their hands off of him as they are trying to, they in a frenzy in this Nickelodeon place. It was horrible. All of them, listen, all of them is rapists and child molesters as far as I'm concerned, unless proven otherwise. It was horrible. This is a must watch. If you're a father, and your kids want to go to Hollywood or want to be famous or want to be a rapper, go watch this first before they go anywhere else. Because what if it's true, is alleged, but if it's true, then people like P. Diddy and R. Kelly and others have been doing the exact same thing in the black world.
Yeah, and I believe it's because our oppressor then trained them and did it to them. Like Will Smith's assistant, some brother from South Philly, he been talking and he bring out a ton of stuff, eyewitness accounts and things that what Hollywood did to Will Smith, and now how Will Smith, Tisha Campbell husband, that cat Dwayne.
I heard they said he's like notorious up
this
there.
Brother said the Edomites are saying we need Will 15 minutes. We just need him for 15 minutes. And he running around trying to find Will Smith So he went up in Dwayne's Martin's trailer to say, "Where's Will?" They calling for him, and he opened the thing. He said Dwayne Martin was tearing Will Smith up from the back. He didn't just say having sex. He said he was murdering it. They said, "What do you mean? He was having sex?" He was murdering that thing. He was murdering. He said, "Well, what'd you do?" He said, "I couldn't do nothing. I'm from Philly. And I'm from Philly, and I see this in this different world, and I'm thinking, what the?" He said, Will Smith turned back and said, "Shut the fucking door." And he shut the door, and that's just one thing he went into, but he was real slow.
No, go.
But the Edomites training these cats at the top, and then they become. The way he said for Will Smith prepared for that 6 degrees of separation, it was horrible. They paid him to go to live sex shows, homosexual, LGBT, or whatever. He had to watch the video. He had to get accustomed. They said, "We want your mannerism to change. Move your hand more. Wear tighter pants. Switch when you walk." Like he had to prepare for. He had to become LGBT to prepare for this movie. And the assistant said, from then on, Will wasn't the same. He said he was, that was just that. And Jada wears a dildo. She famous for carrying the dildo around, not just for Will, but for other people too. And the assistant said that's why I think Will won't let her go, because she got so much. And he said he beat the holy shit out of Jada one time, beat her to where they had to get a hospital in the house because they didn't want her to leave. And she got that on Will too. He just went into a whole bunch of
like that's.
Listen,
you thinking you going somewhere to do something? You understand? And you going to hell to get up in them zones, man. And so if them allegations is true, you know what I mean? Esau been letting that go. You know what I mean? You've been letting that monsters go. And once again, they chumming the waters. All the music, all the different this stuff they doing on social media. All of this stuff is chumming the waters so that everybody goes into their lust. Once again, the scriptures is so amazing. When we go back and read them scriptures where we came out of Egypt, we was them. We was what you see on social media. That's what we was when we left out of Egypt. We was out of control in every way, undisciplined, with no morals, and a damn mess. And it took 40 years in the desert for the Lord to clean us up and to turn us back into a people that he was able to utilize. And brother, we got to do it on this side this time. We ain't going back to the desert. We going up in them ships this time.
That's right, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, General. So like Kazak Iman said, his mom took him and his brother to audition for Nickelodeon, and they liked them and wanted them, but she couldn't afford to get the agent and all that. He said, "Thank the Lord it never happened." And we thank the Lord too. We thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord, Mama was broke.
Right.
You know, thank the Lord, Mama was broke, because I mean, what they doing up there, and Kazak, because he's in the chat room.
Yes, sir.
Kazak, throw this back at us. Did you see the documentary we talking about? Let us know if you saw it. Anybody that saw it in the chat room, just type in yes if you saw the Nickelodeon documentary. I don't think a lot of people have seen it.
I didn't see it, Jim. I'm gonna look at that.
When you see this, brother, and listen, don't be distracted. Sit down, get your chips, get you a drink, turn that on, turn the volume up. Don't let the kids talk. Get into this thing. And you're going to be shocked at what you see. I mean, they ruined this cat, man. I mean, they ruined his soul. Listen, they were gang raping this cat. Gang raping. They was taking him to Disney World every week, coming back, gang raping him. He would hide out from them in his girlfriend's house. He would hide from them because, I mean, and they was running it. It's gangster. Like that place up there is gangster like you ain't never seen, with predators like you ain't never seen. And they got it so going on because, of course, everybody wants to be in it. And I'm going to tell you where it's going to be worse at. If they ever do one on Disney, you're gonna have to be. That's gonna have to be 18 and up.
I'm telling you.
To see that Disney one, because all of them is crazy. What's her name? Raven.
Raven, right?
That's so Raven. Britney Spears.
Yeah.
The little boy that grew up now.
Ariel Grande or whatever her name
Yeah.
is. Who?
What's the crazy Orlando Brown?
Orlando
Yeah.
Brown
Yeah.
from
He used to be
Urkel.
with Raven Simone. show.
Right.
Yeah, he's nutty now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Listen. Right. All of them they ain't nutty. They done been done in.
Yeah.
I
So-
realize it now.
So when he say they call it rape, I just call it hazing. Like he didn't accept it. He says, "Y'all
Yeah.
stop trying to mess up our money."
Right.
Like, God,
Right. He's bought. He's bought.
yeah.
What they did to him, like they go there. I mean, violent, horrible child sexual assault. Go ahead, Al.
If I may, sir, what you bring out is so heavy about Disney. The main cat that coerced Drake and to getting him away from his father and ended up raping him, after he served his 3 years in jail, he got hired by the Disney Channel to work on My Sweet Life with Zach and Cody and other shows.
Listen, he spent only 16 months.
Come.
He got caught for all this violent child rape and spent 16 months in jail.
And he
Was back-
coerced Drake. Drake was on this thing too.
Drake wasn't on it, was he?
That's the name of the devil that he was abusing, Drake Bell.
Drake Bell.
Drake.
Okay, I got it.
Not Dr.
Not
Dre.
the actual. Drake.
Not Drake, the rapper.
Oh Lord.
And who was abusing him?
Anybody that said they was a child star, saying they need to be somebody. Doctor got to come in. Let's talk. Yeah, listen, and they be sending these kids to the shrink, and they be like, everything is fine, everything is good. You know already, you all in this. This is your business. So they be acting like everything's fine, and come to find out later on, brother. And listen, this came out about him only because the mother, his girlfriend. I don't want to tell y'all everything. It's bad. What's going on in them zones is horrible. Somebody else had their hand up. Somebody was gonna say something. Everybody good? We done?
I believe so.
Akim? All right. Hey, y'all, join us. Y'all know what's coming up. The Passover. Everybody get in. Listen, don't defraud the school. Everybody go pay your Passover. Everybody go pay your Passover. Support this truth. ISUPK.com. Ain't no better place on earth to get it on. Got all kind of activities, all access pass. You know how we do, man. I want to thank the heavy hitters in the building with me tonight. General Mahiman holding us down. General Ma'aka Alaka holding us down. General Hazayan holding us down. Big Dog, Officer Yediah, holding the wheels, keeping us in the game with Officer Mathumya and the other brothers in the building with us, doing it how we do it. Listen, we do it up every Monday night. We do it for you, man. I've been on this show myself, 15 years? I think I've been doing this 15 years.
Yeah.
Black Watch before that, 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
You started it,
man. And I got something special coming up, but I'm gonna wait till after the Passover. we coming with a new thing on y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But we love this, man. We love this work. We love being in the service of our King. We love what we doing, man, and we want to do it forever and ever and ever, man, and get that crown in the kingdom of heaven, man. Stay strong,
That's right.
man. We love you all. See y'all next time live on the UBK. Y'all. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.P.K is hosting the Lord's 55th annual.
I had to come back one more because I forgot to tell y'all about this. Netflix got a documentary that you have got to see. It's a documentary series. It's called The Octopus Murders. You want to see who's really running this country? Go watch this movie called The Octopus Murders. It's on Netflix right now. It's about 6 to 8 episodes. When you see this documentary, you're going to realize that these politicians and all this is a joke. These are the real power brokers that run this country. And they was doing this in the 50s and 60s. You're going to see what they really did. It's called The Octopus Murders. All right, we rolling out. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.P.K is hosting the Lord's 55th annual Passover with a all-access pass to the lamb slaughter, all-black party, scripture breakdown class, kids party, the Lord's 55th annual Passover, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com, starting with April 17th events with the Lamb Slaughter at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in North Carolina. Make sure that you get involved. Make sure that you're in the house at 1921 Strickland Road, Clayton, North Carolina. Followed up on April 18th, Thursday, the all-black party. I.S.U.P.K concert series in Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Armory. Last year we tore it down, and this year it's gonna be a whole movie. Then Friday, we have the kids party with a petting zoo. On top of that, it's going to be held at the Sky Zone Trampoline Park with virtual reality included. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com. April 19th in the evening, General Mahaiman's scripture breakdown class. You already know we got the heavy hitter in the building, and it's going to be at the South Square Event Center. Make sure that you're in the house starting at 7 p.m. in Durham, North Carolina. Then April 20th, the moment you've been waiting for, the Lord's 55th annual Passover. Make sure that everybody's in the house, and it's being held at the last Black National Fairgrounds in Pittsboro, North Carolina, starting at 6 p.m. Also housing an actual slave quarters, which you will be able to go and take pictures and video footage in front of it. That's 191 Fairgrounds Road, Pittsboro, North Carolina, April 20th, starting at 6 p.m. with a doors open at 4 p.m. for a brunch. Make sure you're in the house on time. Then April 21st, Sunday, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread at the Haiti Heritage Center, 804 Old Fayetteville Street, Durham, North Carolina. Make sure that you are in the house. If you have not booked your hotel room, there are still a few rooms available at the Millennium Hotel. Check the number. Make sure that you call. Rooms are only available while they last. The Lord's 55th annual Passover, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K.